What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down Kyle Pitts and his route running ability. I think this is going to be a great video for just you bigger receivers, tight ends, to kind of get familiar with some of the things that you can get open, and why Pitts is obviously just such a very, very talented athlete, okay? And guys, also, if you want to improve your route running in 10 days and you want a specific 10-day route running program with specific drills and techniques to work, we walk you through the IQ of each movement. Check out the link in my description, the very first one that says improve your routes in 10 days, full 10-day program designed to just give you the specific techniques you need to be a great route runner, okay? So now let's get started with this breakdown. So the first route we're going to be looking at here is kind of how you can win a slant route in a goal line situation. You know what I mean? So, like, what can you do to set up this DB and make him believe fade even when you're down tight and down close, right? So you see how he gets a little hesitation move, 3 steps to the outside, kind of this diamond release and making this play over the middle and putting that ball away. So main thing here, when we come off the line of scrimmage and we give this DB any kind of hesitation move, right? We want to hesitate. We want to always be moving forward, right? Because we want to attack his leverage. We want to close the distance with this guy to try to get him to maybe be on his heels, try to get him to sit down because I'm giving this hesitation move. And now when we take these 3 steps on that 45-degree angle, the goal is to get him to turn his hips and open up and face towards the sideline because we want to make him think what? We want to make him think that it is a goal line fade, right? So we come off here, a little hesitation move, 1, 2, 3, and you see when he takes these 3 steps to the outside, already off the line of scrimmage, because he's a mismatch on any DB that you're going to face, right? Unless he's just a freak athlete, right? And he can move and run a 4-3, but this guy's just a mismatch immediately off the line. So off the line, it's already like they're thinking fade. They already think that, okay, if they're going to kick him out wide, they might be trying to this shot to the back corner of the end zone. So this DB's already thinking that. So what I got to do is I got to make sure that I sell that correctly with my upper half, with my body, with my speed, and with my eyes, right? Those are the 3 points of attack that we want to do to try to get this DB to open up that gate and open up his hips, right? So when I come off here, give him this little hesitation, 1, 2, 3, and you see how those 3 steps are in stride. They're not choppy steps, right? He doesn't take these choppy steps. He's breaking in stride because that's what's going to get this DB to commit his hips or to get him to jump to the outside and stay, maybe shuffle with me, shuffle off that platform. That's the whole entire goal, right? Because maybe not this DB doesn't completely open up his hips and run because, again, he's on the goal line. He's not going to back up on the goal line, but maybe we get him to move off that platform. Maybe he wants to force me back to the inside. Maybe he's just going to shuffle with me. But at the end of the day, if I'm running a slant, that's a good thing. We want him to move off that platform. So I make this break. Quarterback gets me the ball right away. So that's a great job by Pitts selling this thing with his eyes. And why I make such a big deal about committing your upper half to this thing is because if you don't commit your upper half to this break, why would the DB turn in the first place? If you guys are drifting inside, your shoulders are turned to the inside, DB's not believing fade. That looks nothing like a fade. It looks like you're trying to set up a fade and run a slant. That's what we don't want to make him think. So it's important that I stay in stride to keep speed. You hesitate off the line, you go from 0, 100, that forces a reaction off this DB. And now when I sell it with my body, I commit my eyes to the outside, that's what can get him to turn those hips. Let's watch this thing again, full speed one more time. So he gives this little hesitation move, 1, 2, 3, get him to open up that gate, and then make sure I accelerate underneath. Great route here by Pitts. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at this like post route with kind of this like corner stem, where he kind of stems him to the outside with his body language. So again, what's going to get the DB to turn his hips? My upper half, right? So Pitts, honestly, I really like this guy. I think he's a beast. I think this is just an unfair matchup in every sense of the word because he's just so talented. He's a very crisp route runner. So if you're a bigger receiver or maybe even a smaller receiver, but you're not the fastest maybe or anything like that, you lack in some kind of area, right? I suggest route running. That's what's going to get you open. That's going to get you separation at the next level and especially at whichever level you're at right now. Because if this guy, Pitt's a big dude, but he's not going to be able to get separation downfield if he's not a good route runner, right? But he's going to be a mismatch, right? So if you guys can kind of use that to your advantage, if you're a short, quick guy, you should be really honestly focusing on working those quick moves off the line, being able to get some separation. Then if you're a bigger guy, you should be focused on creating separation downfield because you're not going to get a whole lot of people who want a part of that press coverage. So downfield is where you're going to make your money and where you're going to be able to get some separation. So this is a great example of that, right? So he comes off, he kind of angles his stem to the outside here, body committed to this break, shoulders committed to this break. He's running in full stride to get this DB to turn his hips. Then he breaks this thing off, right? And you see how when we make this break and we're in stride here, this is almost kind of like a corner post in a way where where he takes 3 steps to that corner, then breaks it back. But when we get this DB to open up his hips, it's real important that I have speed, right? But the only way I'm able to change direction when I'm running full speed is by being sudden with this cut, right? You can't be slow. You can't reach out for this cut. So you see how when Pitts makes this break, it's just right, normal, in stride. 1, 2, 3. And it's just quick, sudden. That's what gets him explosion, but also that doesn't give an indicator to this DB. What a lot of bigger guys do, and a lot of tight ends who maybe struggle with route running, struggle with certain aspects of things, they'll reach out with this cut, right? Because they drag this back foot to slow themselves down. But the suddenness of this cut and being able to open up your hip and get on that kind of like windshield wiper, that's what I call it right there, and being able to drive out is what's going to slow you down, what's going to decelerate you. It's going to be the suddenness of that cut rather than reaching and slowing yourself down and picking your chest straight up in the air, because then when the DB sees you reach, sees you pick your chest up, he slows himself down, he's going to drop his hips, and he's going to open up and be all over this route. So it's about being sudden, giving no indicators on your routes, because that slows you down, doesn't allow the DB to react, but also it creates explosion to where you could accelerate and widen the distance with this guy. Great job by Pitts working this route. Let's watch this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job angling his stem to the outside. 3 steps, break this thing off and run this post. Great work here by Pitts. So now we're going to be talking about what happens when maybe your plan doesn't work off the line of scrimmage, right? So this is going to be it builds into that first release that we were looking at, that little hesitation, then go. And obviously this is like the same game as well. I didn't want to include this first or second because I wanted to talk about those first 2 clicks. I feel like those are more important. Or I would say not so much more important because it's all important stuff, but I think those could give you a little bit more value. This clip right here is more so what happens when things go wrong, right? So you see how he gives this little hesitation, then goes, takes him to the outside. Now this DB does a great job just walling him to the sideline, right? So we're about less than a foot from the sideline. That's an impossible throw for the quarterback. DB played this fantastically. It's just we got to make sure that we consistently fight for the ball as a receiver, right? So if he gets hands on me, he's getting real physical, I don't quit on this play. I don't let him get hands and then I just give up and let him run me out of bounds, right? I'm consistently fighting for the ball, because you guys got to understand, when you're a bigger receiver like this, you're a mismatch on You're a mismatch on this DB. What you got to do is you got to freaking fight his hands. You got to understand that, okay, the ball's probably going to be coming to me in a lot of different situations because I'm a mismatch, because the quarterback likes me on this guy. Because when it's man coverage, fellas, as receivers, we got to understand this. It's all about matchups. The quarterback, yeah, he's got reads. Yeah, he's got certain plays that he likes, right? But at the end of the day, is my guy better than the DB? That's what it's about. When make a long story short, that's what it's about. And we got to understand that. So if we're in a man coverage scenario, we got to consistently fight for when that ball is thrown to us, because that's what gets us more consistent catches. Quarterback has trust in us, and then he's able to just consistently throw it to us. That's the goal, right? How many catches can we get a game? How many times can we get that opportunity to make a play downfield? So you see he does a great job here fighting the hands off, being physical all the way throughout the route. When you're throughout the route, you want to pretend like the DB's got crap underneath his fingernails, and you don't want to let him touch you, right? You're just trying to shrug off, trying to fight his hands, whatever it takes to get those hands off. And then I make this play, and you see how he's almost late with his hands on this. He's not showing his hands super early. He's late with those hands, and when he secures it, anytime you guys are in traffic and you get this DB all over your back, as soon as you look this thing and you see eyes are going to the ball, he's catching that thing in that picture frame. You guys want to rip away. You want to be violent to the tuck. Here, catch. I got soft hands, but I have a strong grip. I'm looking this thing in, and then I rip it away from the DB. I make sure I secure this catch so he doesn't have the opportunity to get a PBU or to rip it out. That's a great job using his size to his advantage as well. It's a really good job by Pitts not giving up on the play. When you're this size, fellas, or you're just bigger than the DB, you're faster than DB, man coverage, okay, quarterback probably, and I'll give you some routes for that. Fades, slants, like posts, anything quick like a bang 8 post, maybe a quick corner. Those are the ones that quarterbacks like, right? They're not going to sit there and throw a comeback to you in a real game when you're against press coverage like that, unless you're the best route runner on the team and you know you could just dog this corner and I'm not getting 6 or 7 man pressure as a quarterback. So that's when you could expect it on that. But if you know the quarterback's getting pressure, you know you have a slant, fade, a post, something quick. It's like a bang 8 post, you got to be ready for that ball. You got to consistently fight to get that separation, be able to make a play. Let's watch it again full speed. So a little hesitation release. DB does a great job playing it, walling him to the outside. Great job by Pitts fighting through, not quitting on the play and making a catch. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, if you guys want a full 10-day program, improve your route running in only 10 days, 10 days worth of drills you guys can consistently build upon and just rep to be a better route runner, check out that very first link in the description, fellas. If you have any questions at all, leave those in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'll see you guys next time.